first speaker, Ayanda Nxusani, who is from Outliers, and Ayanda will be speaking to us about the transmission of intergenerational trauma. So please welcome Ayanda.
So I was very nervous to speak about this topic. Not because I don't like speaking about people, because I do, but because the topic is so close to my heart, and I'm going to be doing that for time papers on it as well. And so I'll be speaking about intergenerational trauma and how it relates to South African born freeze. So South African born freeze is a term that was coined towards the end of apartheid, and it speaks to young people who were born after the end of apartheid. And so the term free is one that assumes that they don't carry the physicals of having lived under apartheid. And so these are people who are assumed to be living a very free and happy and jubilant and full of possibility kind of lifestyle. That isn't always the case. These are also the kind of young people who carry the economic and social disparities of post-apartheid South Africa, and also the psychological effects of what it meant to be born after the end of apartheid. And so I'll be asking the question of what is trauma. Trauma is often described as the response in which you get after an abrupt, violent experience, right? And so all our parents and grandparents would have lived under apartheid and would have been victims of apartheid. Because of the violence of that state, they would have naturally experienced a traumatic kind of interaction with that. And because of that, they also carry the traumatic memories of what it means to be under apartheid, right? So this is a system that was built intentionally to be humiliating people of color in this country. And they carry the memories of what it meant to be black in South Africa under that time. And so these are the parents who then grow up and post-apartheid raise children who become people like me, but also they continue to carry those memories of what it meant to be black and South African in an apartheid state. What trauma also does is that it affects identity formation, and so it interrupts the natural flow in which people would naturally be able to form a healthy sense of belonging, a healthy sense of being, and a healthy sense of relating to other people, right? And so what we need to understand is that this unprocessed trauma stands opposed to a natural flow of identity formation, and that's very important to note as we continue. And so what is this unprocessed trauma, right? I think what unprocessed trauma is that it means that many of the people who live under apartheid don't have the time to talk about what it meant to be black in South Africa. They move from a state of violence to a state of forgiveness to a state of freedom, right? And so in that entire kind of linear sense of identity or that sense of time, there wasn't a space for us to acknowledge what it meant to be living under apartheid psychologically. And so it wasn't just about them creating an unhealthy structure when it comes to health, education, and housing, but also the psychological effects of being called less than and othered in relation to white people. And so then when we speak about what is intergenerational trauma, we're speaking about this trauma that our parents experience and how it's passed down generation to generational. And this unprocessed trauma, right, is that like there's a sense of which that we engage society and live society without really acknowledging what it means to be living in a state of post-violence, right? And so there are also many impacts of what this trauma is, right? And so Shanaz Hussain, who's a PhD student at UWC, writes a paper speaking about the effects of trauma or the effects of forced removals in colored communities in Ocean View. And she highlights three factors: the individual, family, and the communal kind of like effects of what it means to transmit trauma. At the individual level, she speaks about the lack of sense of belonging. Is that as an individual who has experienced this trauma and also raised in a state of post-trauma, communities, that the way in which you relate to yourself is taught and is interrupted, and the way that you engage with other people is taught. At a family level, she highlights, and not limited just to this, is a sense of family violence and its experience in black homes often, and also a denial of cultural heritage. And this again speaks to that if historically you've been humiliated and told that your identity is othered, the way you see your own family and how you relate to them is very much taught. At a communal level, she highlights that there's a lack of cultural opportunity to form identity. And so it isn't just I'm sad, and therefore the way that I relate to people is because I'm sad, but it is that my whole community is experiencing experiencing that, and this is a community which is supposed to be thriving and experiencing life in fullness and happiness. But all of those communities built on this historical trauma and this continuous trauma we see in South Africa all the time. And so why do we then speak about trauma as an invisible structure? It means that South Africa is a country that looks at apartheid violence as very physical, will then deal with things at a very physical level, so housing, education, access to fancy churches, speaking at panels, all these things that like speak to the physicality and how we relate to South Africa, but not very mindful of what it means to be psychologically impaired as South Africa in this country, right? And so then when we look at policy developments around youth, we will speak of job employment, right? All very important and very necessary for a country that's developing. But if all those policies are devoid of a trauma lens and understanding and people, we perpetuate this injustice. And then Travis, you then say to Travis, but Travis, you go to school, you went to the recipients, why are you still so angry? Because Travis doesn't exist devoid of the psychological impact of where he's growing up in, and that's very, very important to consider. On the issue of triggers, so when I was thinking about this topic, I was speaking to my lovely boss, mentor, friend, and like amazing human, Heidi. And she was like, so then how do we begin to deal with the triggers that continuously see in South Africa, right? So I live in Khadija, my family does. And so when I'm going home, I'm continuously reminded of like why Khadija exists, and then why it's still there, right? And it's a state of continuous remembrance of where this country comes from. And so the system in which South Africa is a continuous reminder of how far we've come, which is great, because we can all sit here lovely, but also how far we still have to come, right? And so black people are constantly reminded about how black they are. And then you come to a space like this, and like I can't unblack myself afterwards, right? And so all spaces become triggering, which is really, really scary, but I think there's hope. And so on the question of how do we then deal, or how do we end the cycle of trauma, I want to have many, many kids. And I worry that the economy will not allow me to have so many kids. But also I worry that I'll be passing on unresolved trauma to my children, right? And so I think that what's important for me and for all individuals in this country is to really create spaces like this where we can be like, what is SOAR and what does it look like? And then to deal with that, right? Because what we see in studies that like it's unresolved trauma that's passed down. And so do we take everyone to therapy? Maybe not. But like, do we create an intentional space of saying, hey, where does it hurt? Like what would it look like to restore dignity to you beyond the physicality of what you're experiencing? And so I hope that like tonight we can have that conversation, but also to really think critically about the kind of work that we're doing, that it mustn't be devoid of a lens that focuses on trauma and transmitted trauma. Thank you.